2, 1. And we're live.
Right, so to catch you up, in a few seconds, what Troy just told me is that he has done like a complete 180 turn on life and now has capitalistic ideas. Is that the word?
Oh man, that's an interesting intro to this episode.
and
I'm actually just gonna see what episode number this is. I'm sitting here with my oh, that was just from a previous podcast episode. So apparently we have made 135 of these so far.
Yeah.
And so this must be 136. And I'm just going to spontaneously come up with the title for this episode right now, which is something.
Capitalism?
What?
Capitalism?
No, not something as trivial as that. We could call it beer capitalism. Yeah, that's gonna be gonna be the title for this. Because and I don't know. Let's just take this down to earth. I mean, this all started 2 weeks ago when I started a new job. Ironically, not with beer, but with packaging and distributing flowers for a company that's called something as beautiful as Living Flowers. Very internationally oriented. They don't call themselves Levende Blomster in Danish. No, they're like international.
Yeah.
They ship to Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and Germany.
International flower shop.
Yeah, exactly. So go check that out. They have flowers that have a long durability, that last 6 months, as opposed to normal flowers that only last for 1 to 2 weeks tops before they decay and die. So these flowers are, of course, a little bit more expensive. The ones I'm packaging, and the florists are binding them before they get their shipments from Spain, where they grow them. So there's no air travel involved either. It's all shipped through trucks, which is very good for the climate. The CO2 exhausts is very, very limited.
That's also something we're going to talk about with your idea here.
Yeah, but yeah, so I started with that 2 weeks ago, and I gotta say, man, working not just because I also do customer service, taking calls, answering emails, doing a little bit of translation too, but that's a little bit less right now because the German market is still a little slow, but it is picking up. And once it's picking up, then I'll be more translating more stuff too. But yeah, like I gotta say, I like the mix of being physically active as well as then once there's nothing more to pack, then you just answer emails or take calls.
Yeah, that's like my job.
Yeah.
Too.
And I don't know, fuck, man. The first week I kind of felt a little tired and was like, yeah, a lot of new information. But now, after the second week is done, I'm actually like, damn, I got a lot of energy now.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So now I got this idea of, now I actually got a new goal in mind, which was what you were starting to talk about.
Yeah.
Which is, because I was just in the store trying to pick up a nice German beer in a bottle, but I realized that there's not a lot of grocery stores, that like these just normal grocery stores that have good German bottled beer. It's always like the brand Kaiserdom in a can. So I was thinking, like, what if you made a wholesale business that could actually buy those in Germany and ship them in bulk to the grocery stores instead of just the special stores that
Right.
have them.
Well, like first of all, I'm like very impressed by your mindset now that you've done this 180 and are now thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, because like
Uh,
while I was at university and before that, I was just like, meh, it's good enough to just survive.
yeah.
Um,
And second
but
of all, I would
but
say
actually,
the
I will say it makes sense though, according to the philosopher Schopenhauer, because as your resources grow, not just intellectual. I mean, my intellectual resources have grown through university, but now my economic resources are starting to grow. I mean, I'm debt free now, paid off my student loan, and my account is starting to grow because of
yeah,
the new job,
yeah.
and because of the temp job I had before. So now I'm starting to get more and more financial resources, and according to Schopenhauer, that means as soon as you get more resources, then you get more ideas too.
Yeah. If you have the energy and creativity to let the ideas flow,
Not
like
necessarily.
for me, they haven't like really come that much, and
Mm.
the only thing like I'm doing with my money is like investing them in stocks and mutual funds and pension.
Yeah, but yeah, that's still more a desire for more.
Yeah, yeah, it's a desire for like freedom at one point, right?
Yeah, but it is still more because
Yeah, yeah.
you wouldn't invest in a stock if you didn't expect it to
Oh,
return profit,
yeah,
and profit is more.
yeah. But yeah, let's talk about this idea of yours. Because as I
Yeah.
see it, there is four legs on this. Okay.
Before we get into this, I also do want to still put a warning out there that if it gets too much more, like Amazon or these big companies, then it starts to become critical because then it starts to become greed.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So at some point you'll have to be very careful, and I think I will be good at. But and then
Well,
again, I don't know, but I think I'll be good at that because I've
yeah,
been in this mindset for so long that
and
I yeah,
I have a number. I have a stop number that like so much is enough,
yeah,
and I'll
yeah,
go do something else, right?
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I get it. That like you need to be careful with the mindset. Plus, that if you do reach those insane billionaire levels, then uh, you also risk, like getting detached from reality.
yeah.
Like when Jeff Bezos took control over that city, and where was it, Italy? With like a
I
hundred
can't remember.
hundred private jets like landing and taking control over Venice or Firenze or something. Right.
Fuck, man.
Like,
Jesus.
um, yeah, that's good for the environment, right?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Fuck, man.
But yeah, let's start small here.
Yeah,
As I see it, you have four legs, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because first you need to find the supply, and this is like granted that you have everything in order, the licenses to distribute, and
yeah,
company registration and all this, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
have four legs. You need to find the supplier in Germany, uh,
yeah.
and then you need to find out how you're going to That's leg number two. Then you need to find out how to transport it to you.
Yeah, but those are
Uh,
easy, kind of easy. I mean, you have DHL, which is a major shipper,
yeah, yeah, but you need to
transporter,
you need
transportation
to
company.
you need like do the cost and fact calculation, right? How much is it going to cost to buy it? How much is this going to cost to ship it? And now to leg number three. Leg number three is like technically you, because then it will go
Yeah.
to you, right? Since you need to label it and make it ready and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then leg number four is to get it to the actual store that is going to sell it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have three people or three legs that is going to want cash before you can make money on it. It's the
Yeah.
supplier that you buy it from, it's the shipping company, and then it is the store that is selling them. And I'm like
Yeah.
thinking you would want to like start out with the city that you're living in, since you're already living in a pretty big city.
Yeah.
Uh, and how much that would like carve into your your initial investment.
Yeah.
I mean, like I wouldn't put it behind you that you would need to like drive down yourself or have me drive down to Germany and pick it up for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, but I think one of the main problems with the step number four, as you said, the last the final destination for the beer, the grocery stores themselves, is that I think the reason why they're not buying a lot of this German beer that's coming from so far away is because it is simply too expensive with shipping costs and everything. And a lot of grocery stores, the beer they buy is generally tends to be cheaper.
You're right.
So that's why you don't see. Although, but then again, I was at Quickly in Denmark here in Aarhus, and they sold London Pride,
It's a good
uh,
one.
which is all right amber ale. I don't know if you've tried it.
Yeah, I've had it as a draft in London.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
the,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and the funny thing is that when you order it in London, it doesn't have any carbon dioxide in it, so it is just flat.
Wow, I imagine that must taste pretty horrible though.
Now, like like it's still good, but that's how they serve it in London and most
Yeah.
of England, is that there's no carbon on it, and it's not chilled, so it is room temperature,
Actually,
right?
I want to try that at some point because it's like, especially one of my friends is always complaining about too much beer gives him like stomach cramps,
Yeah,
and I bet you dollars to donuts that is the carbon dioxide in it.
yeah, and that's the thing when you're like drinking it without carbon dioxide, right?
Mm.
You don't feel that you need to burp, right?
No, no.
So you can like slam 2 pints like it's nothing, and
Yeah.
then being like that's dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah, but they sold that in Quickly, and of course it was a little bit more expensive on the shelf. I think it cost 30 kroners for one beer. And for all you dollars enthusiasts out there, that would be probably something like $5
Yeah.
for a bottle of for 500 milliliters of beer. So that's, I mean, according to Danish prices, it's just a little bit over the standard price for standard bottle of beer.
Yeah.
I think standard bottle beer in Denmark is 20 kroners, so like
Yeah, probably
three and a half bucks.
for special beers.
No, no,
Right.
no, no. For no, well, not that special. It's like, I mean, I'm talking about stuff like Fynsk Forår
Yeah.
in
Okay.
Denmark. That costs 20 kroners.
So
Uh,
yeah, you have like leg number four. Then is the challenge,
yeah,
because one, we don't know how big the market is for special beers in Denmark.
yeah,
Because most people that do go to the grocery store to buy beer, they will just pick up a six pack of Carlsberg cans or Tuborg, the standard,
yeah,
because
yeah,
because it's cheap and it's 60 kroners or whatever, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I'm like thinking that it's a difficult market to reach out to.
Yeah,
Uh,
or the other way around. Denmark is a difficult market to export German beer to because
why? Yeah,
because it's so because the shipping, the beer is going to be more expensive, and plus you have to have sales tax on the Danish on the beer when it's sold in Denmark, which is
yeah,
25%. So it's a lot of the quality German beer is just not feasible to sell in grocery stores. It will have
yeah.
to go to these special stores. So see, now we've already pretty much taken
Narrowed it down.
apart my dream or my goal. But that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna give up on it. It could still be nice. And another goal I have, which it might be a little easier to attain actually. Um, Although there's nothing in business that's easy, I do know that. But another goal I have would be to making a bar, and I told you a little bit about this off the air before. But basically, it's going to be a bar where you show up, and the bar's name is Holy shit, this is a long name. In order to get in, you have to say all the fucking name. And if you can't say all of the name, then you're too drunk and you should stay outside, and you should wait until you're sobered up until you get in. That's the name of the bar, and the sign needs to be so long that it goes all the way down to a height that you have to limbo under it to get in while you're
Yeah.
saying the name.
It's funny.
And then once you're inside, then you can't you can't count on shit. Then if you go up to the bartender and ask, "Hey, can I just have a draft beer of the one I'm gonna drink tonight is the number 16 ale," and then the bartender says, "Sure." And then after 5 minutes, he pours you a shot of gin,
Yeah.
and then you stand there with a weird, but a puzzled expression on your face, and then the bartender says, "Yeah, just drink it. Shut up and just drink it. Shut your ass and just drink it." And by the way, "Shut your ass and just drink it" is the slogan that will be on signs all around the bar.
Yeah.
Because the theme of this bar is that the customer is right too often and is often too much of a bitch in what they want.
Yeah.
And the reasoning behind it is customers often don't actually know what they want. They just have a lot of crazy ideas about how things should be, but they don't actually know what they need themselves. We've actually talked about this before in a previous podcast about needs and wants in business that are
Yeah.
very different from another.
Yeah.
What you hear a lot of modern marketing selling is it is always appealing to people's wants and desires. Oh, buy this product and you can get rich, or you will get clean, or you will save some time in your car. But that is bulk marketing that doesn't take into account what the individual actually needs.
Yeah, but the problem is that the humans
Yeah.
and individuals are pack animals, right? They're sheeps. So
But
and then
they
so they get like they get influenced
yeah.
by what social media and what mainstream media and what influencers and what media in general are saying that they need, right? And then they get a
Exactly.
false illusion of what they need instead of what
Yeah.
they actually need.
And that's why I think it's and that's why I think it's good to sometimes do something that the customer doesn't expect. I was just going to say confuse them, but yeah, it's better to say do something that the customer doesn't expect, something that catches them off guard or by surprise.
Yeah.
Because then they will be, I mean, of course, I'm basing all this on my master's theory about Hartmut Rosa, the resonance concept that we've also talked about, which is in resonance there is this moment of unexpectancy and this what I can't control, I might be taken by. I might find that beautiful in a way.
Yeah.
And that's the concept of this bar.
It's like that one time when I were in Portugal and I walk into the bar, and I say like, one pint of beer, barkeep.
Yeah.
And he flipped, man. He was like, "Hello, good morning. How are you?" This is the proper fucking way to meet another human, right? I'm you can like imagine me being like this dumbass, be like, what?
This obnoxious Westerner that's just coming in that just wants to drink beer because he's used to a controlled society where everything functions and everything is in order.
Yeah.
Whereas the global South is much more. Hold on, man. First we go through a little bit of the quote from The Wolf of Wall Street. The Swiss banker says it the best way. I am sorry, Jordan. Swiss customs requires 10 minutes of blah 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 chit chat. Oh yeah, chit chat, right? And I think the global South, Latin America.
Southern Europe,
Africa, Southern Europe, Italy, Spain, they're a lot like Thailand, a lot of Asian, well, maybe not China. China is pretty fapped out. I mean, stressed out. When I say fapped out, I mean stressed out, just for our one listener out there. But so yeah, like there's a much more chill attitude towards business in the global South.
Definitely, like towards people, like in general. You know, like in Spain, for instance, it is not uncommon for the girl to ask the boy out for a date.
No, yeah.
While here and in the West in general, it is always the male doing the chasing.
Yeah, and that of course goes back to the 19th century or at the 18th century too, the Romantic period, where society was obsessed with arranged marriages. And actually it goes back further. It goes back all the way to the Middle Age, where you had, especially, I don't know about Danish. You know, I study German literature, so I mostly know about German. But we go back to the German High Middle Age, where we have the Hof. What was it? Just the Höfe, which is basically German word for. We have it in Denmark too. Hof, the royal Hof, like for where the royalties, the people that have blue blood, they would get together and have like big dance-offs or big festivals and events and stuff like that, and that where a lot of the way that people got together was very norm-based, probably a lot more norm controlled. Or I don't know if it's more norm controlled than it was today. Maybe you could say that the upper class, the aristocracy, was more norm based than the aristocracy is today.
Yeah.
But today, I feel like all classes have kind of adopted that aristocratic norm behavioral
But
structure.
it's a shit show today, in my opinion.
Yeah, because we've inherited all of that those aristocratic norms and projected them out on all of society.
Yeah, and then multiplied it by like probably 100 with external factors like social media, influencers, and so on, right? TV.
Yeah. But it's also because, I mean, today, most people, especially in Denmark, most people in Denmark, they live like a king lived in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Even better than a king, because he didn't even have a car. Everybody,
Well, he might have had a horse. I mean,
yeah, but not a car. Not specifically a car that goes 5 times faster than a horse carriage. I mean, think about it. The speed with which we, and this is acceleration, Hartmut Rosa again, the speed with which we communicate and travel today is 10 times, as you said, 100 times faster than a king. That a king at the highest level of society did just 200 years ago. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It is.
And there's a lot of good things about that, but I'm just going to throw out here today that that is the problem with modernity.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that the individual can do all these things, although it can have problems that you can do too much. But it is a problem that while there's so many, it's not a problem that there's so many people either, but the problem is the combination with so many people and such a high welfare or such a high living standard. Coupled with that people get a lot older, and I think I mentioned these 4 things in a previous podcast too. Coupled with that people retire relatively early, and then they get very old. So, like my grandfather, for instance, on my father's side, he has already been retired for 30 years. And that's not really contributing a lot to society. Except socially, of course.
No.
So the elder burden, as we call it in Denmark, is a thing, but it's not the core problem. It's coupled.
I have a question.
It's coupled with high living standard, coupled with not necessarily overpopulation, but a high population, and then the overstimulation of technologies.
I have a question for you. Do you think universal basic income will happen globally in our lifetime?
I mean, there's already, if you ask ChatGPT, which is what I did a month ago or 2, I think, then it says that there actually is already countries that are running test runs on this. Or no, commune, how do you counties? Is that the right word for commune?
Finland also did it at one point.
Yeah, that was what I meant. There's communes in Finland that
county in Finland.
Yeah, counties in Finland that are already running this as an experiment, and it seems to go quite good actually.
Yeah, did it?
And well, I mean, I'm not gonna type it in on my computer right now because I'm sitting watching my beautiful view from my balcony, even though it's on the ground floor. But I can just Google it on my phone.
Okay, they did it from 2017 to 2018. 2,000 randomly selected unemployed people received a monthly income of about 560 euros.
Are you reading from the Gemini AI on Google?
Well-being. No, they're from the Well-being Economy Alliance article.
Okay, because the AI of Google says the exact same thing. Finland conducted a 2-year universal basic income experiment from 2007 to 18, providing 2,000 unemployed citizens with a monthly payment of 560. Let's see. Goal results: no significant impact on employment. The experiment did not result in a statistically significant increase in the employment rate of participants, but improved mental health and well-being. Participants reported.
This is the quote I'm reading at the article. The basic income recipients were more satisfied with their lives and experienced less mental strain than the control group. The study by researchers at Helsinki University concluded they also had a more positive perception of their economic welfare. That was one group of the people. Another one said some people said the basic income had zero effect on their productivity as there were still no jobs in the area they were trained for. But others said that with the basic income they were prepared to take low-paying jobs they would otherwise have avoided. Meaning that you had one group of the people here in this experiment that really was itching to do something and feel productive.
And that dives down into what I actually felt like I was missing when I was talking about my new job earlier, and my already starting to feel the goals that arise from this increased capital that I'm getting into my bank account every month now, or I haven't gotten any money from it yet, but I will. And that is that it's not just about finances. It's also about the work conditions, which at Living Flowers there's excellent work conditions. I mean, I actually like working there. It's a good colleagues are good. There's nobody yelling at you. There's no stress or pressure. There was a little bit in the beginning, in the first week or the first 2 days, but that was normal, I think. But it's super nice colleagues. Not that much stress and pressure. I'm sure there will be busyness when we reach Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, because there's actually because that's when everybody buys flowers. So it will of course be
next year.
Yeah. But that'll be fine. I'll be routine trained by then. So I'm gonna look forward to that. But the point is that it's not just about financial factors when you're talking about goals and motivations, and it's not just about and I'm getting more money now. I just need to go out and invest in a bar. Now I need to go start a business that imports beer. Now I need to do this. Now I need to do that. No, if you can actually be satisfied with your work environment and with working for a company that promotes environmental impact, like environmental sustainability, like I do, then that gives me much more peace than all these financial resources. So in a way, my life is going very well socially, environmentally, and financially right now.
Yeah.
So
well,
in a way, I'm not used to my life going so well. That's
socially, I like to work on mine, but I feel like there is very, very, very few social events in bumfuck nowhere, South Denmark.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I feel like I should go up to you on the weekend or whatever, and we should go out and do some socializing.
Yeah, because ironically, Aarhus is a cornucopia of these social events, and I think that is because a lot of these social events, it seems like they're being outsourced to the bigger cities like Aarhus, Copenhagen, Odense.
And like it's something I feel like Denmark is doing a severely poor job at. Because if you go to Norway and you go to these same bumfuck nowhere places like Seljord or whatever in Indre Telemark or the inland of Norway in the woods and mountains, they are extremely good at still creating social events, even though it's like small piss towns with like 3,000 people. They will still like have farm fair, single fest, single events, line dancing, car events, whatever, right? To attract people in and you like get to know thy neighbor and so on, right? And that is something that's like missing greatly in Denmark.
Definitely.
And another thing is, Al can do that later. But yeah, so definitely I would like to socialize and make more contacts in Aarhus and talk to people, both females and males. But preferably females.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need to just get you up here in a weekend or something.
Yeah.
And then
Let's talk about. We'll find one later.
But yeah,
and maybe I could just take the train to you. By the way.
Yeah, I mean, and then just come straight into the heart of the city, and then I could just meet you at the train station.
Yeah. You have a gym you go to?
Nah, my gym is my work.
Oh, right.
Packaging flowers for 8 hours a day is exercise enough. My partner or my colleague that I work with, told me that on a usual day she walks between 14 and 17,000 steps.
Oh, okay, about the same as me.
So it is a typical warehouse job.
Here's another one for you, by the way. I was seeing like this this guy picking up girls' phone numbers in Spain, and I loved it because there was no cheesy fucking pickup lines. There was no shit like you also see, at least like in sites of Denmark, like, hey, I have a big fucking dick. Would you like to see it? Right? And I'm like all this time like thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with like males in this country? And then I see like this guy on YouTube doing it like, and it's an old-fashioned way in Spain, reaching out his hand on the street, right? Saying like, hello, my name is whatever, right? I'm here for a week, and I kind of like think you're cute. Would you like to hang out and grab a coffee or a wine later?
Wow.
And it works, like there's like a lot that just like gives him the number or Instagram or whatever. It's like, yeah, let's hook up later. And it's like shocking. And this wasn't only Spaniards though, like it was also Colombians, Venezuelans, Mexicans like hanging out in like on vacation in Spain. But still like that's how like I feel like it should be, right? But I guarantee you, and we will do this, if I make the same experiment in Aarhus, it will either be I don't have time for this, I have somewhere to be, or get away from me, you creep. Something like that. That's like the two things that I'm like predicting the outcome would be.
Yeah, but it's also because the now I've lived in the city Aarhus for over 7 years, and so I understand the
mentality,
the both the mentality, maybe not so much the mentality, but the culture of going into the city, very well. And it's the problem is that a lot of people, especially girls, but also guys, of course, they don't start drinking before very late, and then they end up in the city very late. So the best time to actually be downtown in Aarhus city center on some club or some bar is Friday or Saturday at 1 a.m.
Yeah, I get it, because that's when people are unguarded, right?
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like this guy was like saying, like every time he managed to get a conversation, right? Like, I caught you like unguarded, right?
Yeah.
But I feel, but now I feel like it's wrong, because it ties in like perfectly to what you said before about chit chat in Switzerland.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
that they are like more than happy and open for a 10-minute conversation.
Yeah.
And hear you out, being like, okay, like what you gotta say. Maybe it's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And people here are much more direct. They know exactly what you want, and so maybe it also has to do with higher educational levels, that people already know all this crap, and they're like, it's like a hyper organization, like everybody is so organized in their thoughts and blah blah blah. So you really have to have something special to say in order to have someone listen to you,
to capture it. But so what? Are you just gonna walk up to a random female on the street and say like, "Hey, my name is Alexander. Wanna fuck?" I feel like that's not going to go well for you.
No, fuck no.
So again, now we just entered extreme directness into the equation, and we are still at ground zero, not moving forward.
Yeah.
So here's my theory about the West and primarily Scandinavia and so, right?
Yeah.
Is that people here have become like so goddamn brainwashed and moving like robots, like we've been talking about like before, NPCs, right?
Yeah.
That in order to capture a conversation and capture somebody unguarded, and like get like a 10-minute conversation to be heard out about what you want, who you are, if you want to be friends and so on, right? Is that we are programmed here to think that like it needs to be in that scene. It needs to be at this scene at like a bar between 6 between like 11 in the evening and 2 in the night. It needs to be like in an event that you are programmed to meet people.
Yeah. I agree. I kind of agree.
And here is something that like pisses me off or provokes me massively about this. Like I get it. Like when you're like walking, say that you're walking, right?
Yeah.
On a trail or in a park or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And there's not that many people around. If there are a lot of people around, people don't even tend to say like, "Hey, moin, what's up?" Right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Especially in a big city. But then again, that's not exclusive to Denmark.
This is no. I know they do it in Norway too, right?
Yeah. It's that's just a big city phenomenon with their anonymity and stuff like that. Then people don't greet each other. That's just the way it is.
But here's my problem with it. I want to say, like, next time, like, I'm like so provoked about this and like on edge. Like next time somebody says like hi to me and I'm like walking up in the parks or whatever where I live, right?
Yeah.
I would want to say like, I'm sorry. What did you say? And then being like, I said hi, and I would want to like take this further and it's like, why did you say hi to me? Do you want the conversation? No. Then why the fuck did you say hi to me?
Yeah,
Like you get it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But but
be-
but I think all this is coming. You're right about that. It is a type of brainwashing, but it's not like there's some government that's sitting there. Hey, let's try to feed all these people this mentality so they act in this type of way. No, this is just it's what happens in a society where people are so incredibly. I mean, we have the most educated people in the world in this country. I mean, not the best educated, but the most educated. The most the average Dane is better educated than anyone else in the world.
Yep. But you and me are also highly educated.
Yeah, but that's what that's my point. That's my point. If the average Dane is better educated than anyone else in the country, that means that there's an incredibly high number of people that are just as smart as you and me, probably even smarter, and that
So
means
why are you and me more open to casual conversation on the street than these others?
because they're busy with all kinds of other with all kinds of other shit. Like with their jobs or with their friend circles or with family drama or whatever the fuck it could be. Because there's an incredibly high this is acceleration. There's an incredibly high amount of things to do. So in order to break through that shitload of things that these people are cognitively overstimulated with, what you bring to the town, what you bring to the dance floor. I mean, not the dance. The dance floor too. Even the dance floor, but also the bars, has to be exceptional. It can't just be, "Hi, want to just talk?" Because people have heard that before. People are already. When you say, "Hi, my name is Patrick. So what do you do?" People have people in to a much higher degree, and maybe I'm getting what do you call maybe patriotic narcissism here. I think to a much higher degree, people in Denmark and Western Europe and Northern Europe, to a much higher degree, people here have heard all of those standard phrases that before than the south of Europe.
Yeah, but I would then I would like argue two things. Education alienates people.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion
from each other. From each other.
From each other. Yeah.
From each other. Not from the subject matter.
No, not from the subject, but from each other.
But yeah, it's funny that you're there. Now we're getting down into Hartmut Rosa here. Like the thing is, high education makes people able to take part in, like, be scientists or or work. Work is a big resonance sphere. School is a big resonance sphere. Science sphere. So that's what people can resonate with heavily. But that comes with a trade-off. That comes with a price. That if you resonate with something, if you engage a lot with something, and a lot of people in this country are very work-focused. They go to work, they work fucking 40, 50 hours a week. But the price, the downside to that is, now there's no more time for cleaning your apartment or for being engaged in social relationships because you value other things a lot more. And it's the same thing when you
I would say like that it's a
it's
a wrong prioritization because like you can be happy about your work and your 40 and 50 and 60 hour work hour week or whatever the fuck you're doing, right?
Yeah. Especially if you have good colleagues there, right?
Yeah. But
colleagues that you enjoy
yeah.
hanging out with. I mean, think about it this way. And a good psychiatrist, Sven Brinkmann, who's a bit of an idol on the Danish media scene, he's also talking about how the Danish work landscape is saturated with trying to make work your life, where you have like fitness activities. You basically make, a lot of companies try to make, which is not a bad thing, they try to make the work like your life. They try to fill it with entertainment. You don't have to cook. There's cantinas, like at where Nova Sol, where I worked before. They had a cantina. I didn't cook while I was doing the shifts. And you joke with your colleagues. You live your entire life at work. And so then, what do you need? What do you need strangers in the dance in a bar for then?
Well, okay, let me put it like this, and I have used this phrasing before. At any given notice, and you experienced this before, you can have your dick pulled out of you and been like, "Yeah, you're fired now." From this perfect family that
that's true.
That you're in, right?
And that's the problem with it, because then you've spent God knows how much time in like focusing all your attention on this work bullshit, and then the contract says 14 days or
3 months or whatever.
3 months. Yeah, if you have a good contract, it's 3 months. If it's not so good, it's 14 days. Yep, you're gone. You stand with your dick in your hand because you're so in the work mindset that you can't focus on, you don't have the social relationships for it. Maybe you don't even have the
and the more funny thing about it is that like your so-called colleagues at this place, right?
Yeah.
In the majority of the country, at least, would not contact you again. Because you got fired. Oh shit! You're like a criminal.
Yeah.
Like so again, I don't get this mentality, because like even in the most basic of logic that you can think about, it can't last forever. Company could go under. You could get sick. Or you could get mentally sick, or you're gonna get old, right? And you're gonna get health problems, and eventually you cannot continue.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is why I'm like advocating that this culture in Southern Europe and Latin America and parts of Asia is way more healthy for the human sanity.
For the individuals.
For individuals, because you are open to like take 10 minutes out of your day, like for anyone, like a conversation, like right, like you you could say I'm gonna let you finish.
No, finish.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like maybe like if you're like seeing it like trying to sell you some shit like a phone subscription or gas subscription, then then I think it's okay to say like, okay, I don't want it. Or move forward. But if it is like a genuine human connection, I wouldn't dismiss it. I would be completely open to it.
Yeah.
And then you can make up your like judgment after 10 minutes, being like, okay, maybe I'm not feeling the vibe here between you and me, friend-wise or other romantic whatever, right? But you get my point, right?
Yeah, definitely. But I think all very valid. But I think the downside to this mentality in Southern Europe and many Latin American, most of the global South, this chill attitude towards businesses, that the businesses as a whole and maybe the countries as a whole don't function as efficient. I mean, we can see that in India, for instance, where you have you have to wait 20 where you have to wait 2 hours for a bus, for instance. Of course, the people there are then also adapting to that mindset. That's actually interesting in terms of India, that people they just accept that it takes 2 hours for a bus to arrive.
But that's the same in Spain. You know, like you ask, like, is my car finished? You know, like, it's a shop. I need it, right?
Yeah.
And you're just gonna hear something like, "Tranquilo, cabrón."
Yeah, tranquilo, cabrón. We make it next week.
Yeah, mañana.
Yeah. Salud. Yeah. Fuck, man. But then again, they're so the countries as a whole don't function as efficiently. But then we have to ask again the question, and that's in your in favor of what you just advocated for. Why do businesses and countries as a whole need to function efficient like they do in Western Europe if the individuals in the society are miserable about them functioning efficiently?
Yeah.
You know, isn't... and now we're down to the philosophical question, why do these processes exist like they do, and why do they need to function more efficiently? Do they need to function more efficiently for the business, or for the country, or for the individual?
It's for the it's for the businesses.
Yeah, but why? Why does a business need to be efficient just for the business to be efficient? That's a that's a tautology.
I have the answer for you.
Yeah.
One, you have the government, right? That gets in the tax money to run the country, the GDP, right?
Yeah.
Once the GDP is at a certain level, and you are you're thinking like, okay, like this is how much I need, this is how much we need to keep the country running, right?
Yeah.
So now you're dependent on the businesses that can provide you the cash flow to keep the money running in form of tax revenue, right?
Yeah.
And vice versa, the businesses is dependent on the humans working for them to produce the product that they're selling.
Yeah.
So they can get in the money for the profits, right?
Yeah.
And the humans, again, is the workers are dependent on the job to get money to live, and they have also adapted to a certain lifestyle that, like, if they're earning a lot of money, like say 100K a month, they're going to adapt to like needing that for their big ass house and big ass Mercedes SUV, right?
Yeah.
So it is a wheel going around in a.
Oh, you just cut out. I don't know what happened there.
I'm saying
there might be like. Can you repeat the last 20 seconds?
So I'm saying like it's like a wheel that goes around in a circle. You have the government needing the tax revenue. You have the businesses needing the workers to produce the product that they're selling, and you have the workers needing the job at the company or the business to get money for whatever lifestyle they're living. Like if they're earning 100K a month, they're gonna adapt to like, yeah, okay, I have 100K a month. I can have a big house and a big Merc SUV, right?
Yeah.
And this is how the circle goes, right? But it comes, like we talked about, it comes at a great cost, in my opinion, to like psyche, to human connection towards each other's, or like individual connection to each other's.
Yeah.
Because they're alienating each other's from this.
But that all makes kind of sense, but it still doesn't really answer the question. Why does all this? Why does the government need to control its? I mean, unless unless the country is on the brink of bankruptcy. And clearly, Italy and Spain are, well, they're not great, but they're not on the brink of of collapsing yet.
No.
So my point is just, my question, my philosophical question still stands in the room. Why do those countries need to perform as efficient as Denmark, for instance, or Germany?
Well, they're not. They're not, like you said, because of the work ethic and the culture. Is way more laid back, so the productivity is by far as high as it is in our countries.
Exactly. And why shouldn't? I mean, but actually, don't you think that Italians and Spanish people, in a way, I mean, they're proud of their nations too. Don't you actually think that they think that our countries are way too efficient, and that their countries, that running a country just above the, I mean, at the end of the day, they're running their countries a little bit like non-profits, right? In a way. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking here. They're thinking creatively. They're running their countries just so it doesn't collapse, but they're not overheating their economies by hyper optimizing everything so that the individuals in Italy and Spain can still live gracefully and enjoy a glass of wine and a lot of, and fuck, man, Italy is the hub for culture and was the hub for culture for thousands of years. Goes back to ancient Greece. Fuck, man, ancient Greece, big civilization. Then came the Roman Empire that fucking dominated most of Europe during the from 500 BC to almost 1000. No, 500 after.
I'm going to say,
I'm not a historian.
I think that it's a severely more healthy culture than ours.
That we can agree on. But right now, I'm just thinking that fuck, man, there's probably a lot of Italians and Spanish people that think, hey, our countries are actually superior to your hyper-organized madness in the north.
Yeah, well, there's always two sides to it. Like, you probably have a lot more crime and corruption in Spain and Italy, especially Italy, regarding mafia and scammers and whatever, right?
Yeah, but there's also downsides to our countries. I mean, the downside, we've just been through the downsides, the alienation in our society and stress, people, burnout, depressions. So
I think it's
anxiety. That's a big one too.
It's a way fucking better culture, in my opinion, because they're actively concerned about each other as individuals. They open up their arms for human connection. They grant you 10 minutes to speak, right?
And also, and as a Christian, and I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm covering it to cover all bases. They also have a much more empathetic relationship to religion, because most of the countries are Catholic. So they have a much more profound sense of morality, which comes from their religion, because it's like, if you ask most Italians or most Spanish, not the mafia obviously, then they will or maybe the mafia. I mean, a lot of, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe, don't quote me on this one, but the mafia is also an organization, the Italian mafia, that has a heavy moral codex. It may be flawed, but it's still, as we talked about before, there's a lot of norms in that organization. There's stuff you do and there's stuff you don't do. And actually, in a way, the mafia, I think, has more norms than other societies, than like maybe even the rest of Italy, because it's like there's a specific way that you have to act, and if you don't, then you get your throat cut. I mean, it's more extreme, of course.
When you're saying that, I'm just like going back to The Sopranos, where they're calling him Tony and the gang. Some Jews are calling him Tony and the gang because it's the son-in-law to one of the Jew guys that wants to get a divorce or something from the girl.
Yeah.
And Tony and then like comes there and like trashes the hotel and beats the guy up, right?
Yeah.
Like convince him to stay or whatever it was. And he's asking, and he's like taking up like all this stuff with like culture and Romans and stuff in Italy, right?
Yeah.
And saying like, "Where are the Romans now?" And Tony says, "You're looking at him, motherfucker."
Modern Romans. Yeah. Oh man, fuck man, that's pretty epic. But yeah, that just sums up this this notion that there are, I think Spanish and Italian. It's nice that we're talking about these now. I don't know how we got in on this, but it's nice. I think these people are just more, relaxed, but also more in tune with their religion. Because they're more in tune with their religion, they're also more. They draw morality from that, whereas our country, our secular, Denmark is heavy secularized at this point. Yeah. We draw morals more from our educational system and work ethic, I think. And maybe our patriotic history too.
Here, I have like another one before we like end it.
Yeah.
I was reading. Remember the job post I sent you like from Malta a while back?
No, can't remember that.
Anyways, there was like a Danish dude on Reddit that like took one of these jobs in Malta.
Yeah.
And then he writes like a post on like Reddit /Malta, right?
Yeah.
Being like, hey, I'm new to town and been here like a month and a half now working. Yeah. Kind of like want to socialize and make some new friends. So is anybody like up to do something, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even take an hour before he already has like 20 replies in the thread, being like one saying that like, yeah, I'm hosting, board games for strangers and whatever in my another one being like, yeah, our group like hangs out and like work out those days, like you're welcome to join, do this. Another one like, you're welcome to play tennis. Girls saying like, you're welcome to come and have espresso.
Yeah.
And I feel like, holy shit. That's how it should be, right? That you reach out the hand and you're just embraced with open arms, being like, yeah, come.
Yeah.
So again, Mediterraneans got it figured out.
Yeah.
So I am like 100% that it's one of these places I like to retire to one day.
Yeah.
Hopefully in my 50s. Because it's like this connection that I'm talking about, and that you're like able to socialize and talk to anyone, right?
Yeah.
That's worth more than like any job or any amount of money, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you can sustain yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, social connections, they transcend the job market. So even if you God forbid become unemployed, then the more time you have invested in being social, even though at first, of course, it's an expense in terms of beer that you spend on you and maybe them if you buy a round or something like that, or
Right.
maybe you buy a presents for them. So that's all a financial expense, but in the end, it comes back to you because as I've frequently mentioned on this podcast before, the term social capital, and I believe you will be much more clear on what that means now that we've been through this podcast.
Yeah.
It's not about financial resources. It's about the respect meter in GTA San Andreas. You know, whenever you've completed a mission, right?
Yeah.
Then you always get this plus sign on the respect bar. That's the same. Just imagine every time you've completed a social interaction, you get that San Andreas.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then it ticks up with social. Another example would be Sims. They're in all of the Sims games, especially just the ones where you have like sim characters. There's always this little bar that shows you the relationship between the Sims, and if you get to 100, then they like have sex.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's like but it's the same thing in our real world, except that we don't quantify it, and you can't quantify it because it's hard to say how much. Like, do you get 20 points for buying someone a beer, or do you get 30 points for giving a girl a nice comment? It doesn't really work like that. A nice comment to a girl could even subtract points from you because she's in a bad mood or something.
Maybe it works in Southern Europe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But
either way, you can't quantify it. But it is just social capital is just this metaphysical thing that people take for granted because they're just obsessed with money. Where's the money? And then they're oh shit, forgot the social capital.
Regarding that, now I'm gonna like take this in a dramatic turn.
Yeah.
Talking about like work ethics in our countries, right?
Yeah.
It brings me like back to like a Japanese movie I watched in the middle of the night one of these days that I couldn't sleep, called My Way.
Yeah.
And it's in World War II. The Japanese are like occupying Manchuria, region of China. And it's like these three friends who are being like sent in to the Imperial Guard or Imperial soldiers, right?
Yeah.
And fucks them up like completely, like because like they're captured by the Soviets that are invading Japan, right, or Manchuria.
Yeah.
And then they're like sent to, but before this, like one of these friends like completely lost it. He's the commander or colonel of the battalion that they're in Japan, right?
Yeah.
And even though like they're like swarming over or surrounded by Soviets, he's like ordering his own soldiers, like, oh, forward, and if somebody's like retreating, he's like shooting them in the head, completely fucking snapping, right?
Yeah.
And anyways, like these all are like captured and like sent to Siberia or some shit work camp in Soviet.
Yeah.
But this time, like another one of them who was also like very, very friendly and like happy and stuff, right? Has like become the leader of the workforce, right?
Yeah.
So he's like let this power go to his head and be like, I'm the boss here now. People beating people, killing people, and killing workers.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy. Like the last guy is like still has his like sanity intact.
Yeah.
So you have like one of the random workers, like working in the forest here, right at the work camp.
Yeah.
And they're being inspected by like frost bites. frostbites, right? And the Soviets don't fuck around. There's like no mercy, right?
Nah, the Soviets, they're known to be a little gruesome.
So he's like begging the work boss of the prisoners right there to, they're like, please, I can still work, right? Because he has like frostbite on his toe or something, right?
Yeah,
Uh, and he's just whistling, and to the Soviet captain to come on and like check it out, right?
yeah,
He inspects the toe, and he's like still like pleading and like, please, I can still work, right?
yeah.
Soviet commander just says "Niet," and he's pulled out into the cold outside the barn that they're in. Bullet to the head, and then thrown into the incinerator.
Whoa, fuck, man.
Right.
Yeah, I
And then,
mean, what? Yeah, I mean, and when was this? During the Second World War?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Nazis sure did terrible things during the Holocaust,
And this,
but the Russians sure weren't better.
so
Oh man.
I feel like it is like heading into that direction. Maybe not bullet in the head and from, but still like heading that way. Like, please, I can still work.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
Fuck, man.
holy shit, man. Um, so yeah, I think that like we should like learn more from our other friends in the world, in the southern, the more chill parts of the world, of like how it should be,
Yeah.
because it is definitely not optimal. I mean, if you
Yeah.
had no friends, you're unemployed,
Yeah.
and you're just like sitting at home and like drinking whiskey and beer.
Yeah.
Do you think the job center guy or woman gives a fuck if you were like saying that, like, yeah, well, I'm kind of like depressed and I'm like sitting at home drinking every day?
Well,
Or
they try to give a fuck, but they can't. Because by definition of the alienation that is going on in society, he doesn't have a resonant social relationship to you. So
yeah,
and that's the problem with all these job centers. They try to enforce, yeah, we have to help these people to get a job. We have to take care of their situation. But the problem is you can't force this resonance.
they should be like looking out for you in another way too. I mean, like they should be like, yeah, like how are you, like social wise, Troy?
Yeah,
Like they have like these events and these events where we can like meet up with people, and because it's a job center, we're gonna give you like
yeah.
tickets for free.
And now you're saying these events. I've been at a lot of events during my time as an unemployed person after my studies. But the best event I was at, that was the event that Nova Soul hosted, the company that rents. It's part of Aways, British Aways, that rents summer houses, and they did something great, and that was why I got a job there. That was actually the idea of a person from the job center who got the idea. Hey, I see you guys are recruiting need a lot of people for the coming summer because you're gonna have a lot of customers calling you. What about we make an event where we take like 30 unemployed people to sign up. It's according to this come first come first served. Sign up to come out to the company and have a team leader explain what you guys are doing face to face, and then with a possibility to just ask questions afterwards and maybe even talk a little bit more intimate, rather than sitting on a fucking job ad and going through meaningless text that some AI has fucking written, where it's just bullshit generic crap that says nothing, where you don't have a physical person saying, yeah, this and that and this and that and this and that. It's so it was basically the same information that was transferred, that was communicated via the ad and via the event. And by the way, I have to say one more important thing. I actually applied to Nova Soul half a year ago and was rejected because it was never read. It was my application just ended up in some drawer. Or not even a drawer, not even a physical drawer. It just ended up in some email archive where nobody ever read it. And versus the same information that was transmitted through a fucking guy, through a mouth, through a physical mouth, and bam, I have a fucking weekend shift with 20 hours a week. So, my question to you, is all this AI technology and fucking written language and websites, is that good or bad? Or does physical flesh and blood still matter?
It still matters for now. But yeah, the world is like definitely heading in a wrong direction regarding that.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. I would 100% agree for now. But I will also speculate, based on my education and everything I know so far, that technology, the way technology has evolved, that we can observe so far, and then based on all scientists that are making future predictions, that technology is just going to get worse. It's just going to alienate people more. It's just going to overstimulate people more. And AI is not an exception to that. It's just going to get worse.
Yeah, it is. We are talking massive fucking global unemployment rates.
Yeah. And that's why I will, with 75% guarantee, I will say that flesh and blood is going to be much more valuable in the future than technology. And I base that on because technology is because there's going to be so much more technology. There's going to be so much more AI. There's going to be fucking bullshit AIs saying bullshit to each other. That the flesh and blood that we still are as humans, we're going to say we're tired of that. Like, fuck it. Fuck those bots.
I wish.
And we're going to be like, fuck technology and how nice, how optimal it can make a text. We're actually going to crave wrong. We're going to crave mistakes. We're going to fucking be like, be a person and fucking go out and smash a beer on the sidewalk so that we can get some mistakes into this hyper-optimized world.
Here's the problem with it. Like in the West, specifically, like our countries, I don't think we're going to do shit about it because we are too programmed now to just let it happen. And if we are told that like this is good for us, we're going to be like, yeah, this is good for us. We're unemployed. This is good for us.
Yeah, because our societies are so rich, so we can actually afford universal basic income.
But I think like if we're talking Spain, Italy, definitely Spain, and they try to fucking like try to get AI robots to do the job of servers that are still that are still working on like shit salary and too many hours. I think they will go ballistic, man.
Yeah,
I think you will have like half the Spanish population of like 15 million people invading Madrid.
Marching the streets.
With like torches, and wood tools.
So the universal basic income only works in countries that already have a functioning social welfare system.
Yeah.
Actually, it ties a little bit together with something, because actually universal basic income is not a socialist idea. It's actually very liberal, because the idea is that you then because you have to pay people this monthly salary, then you don't have to pay all the cost of all these job centers and these activation efforts to get people employed. And the idea is that because you kind of like make it more simple, you simplify the bureaucracy, so you cut all the bureaucracy and just say, yep, just here, then we save the bureaucracy of it. That's the main idea of it. That's why it's actually a very liberalist idea. But one of my favorite philosophers, Richard Precht, always says that a good the liberal idea, a good liberalist society or capitalism, can actually only thrive if you have a functioning welfare system that also catches people.
Yeah. Another thing is that if you are getting, if this does happen, you get like universal basic income and massive unemployment in our countries, then there should also be like a great fucking need to socialize people and hold events, to get this human connection back. Has been so fucking suppressed, eluded for so long.
I would say it's eroded.
Eroded.
Like a rock that's like gradually. It's actually a very good metaphor. A rock that is gradually losing its mass by tons of water. The alienation is the water that just keeps flowing over the rock and washing little grains of sand off it every year until there's nothing left of the rock.
Yeah.
And the rock being the social relations.
Yep.
That's an interesting metaphor. Holy shit, man! This has become a Joe Rogan length podcast.
Right, so we can end it. End it here.
We're already on 1 hour and 27 minutes.
Yeah, it's like a perfect amount.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we certainly don't need to push it all the way to 2 hours like Rogan does, because we are not on DMT or pot or whatever.
Or Trump.
What?
Trump. Remember, like, he just kept on going for like 3 hours. No water, no nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but then again, Trump is a psycho. That's another... before we end, it's just another interesting thing. Do you know anyone in your, like, social network who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do caffeine, and with caffeine I mean coffee, tea, like doesn't do any stimulants like caffeine, alcohol, doesn't smoke, and who isn't in a relationship, and functions?
No.
I actually only know one guy, but that guy has ADHD. And lives in his own apartment and doesn't clean his apartment because he's too busy with work as a software programmer, and he is fucking weird. He is fucking weird, and I haven't spoken to him in like 2 years, I think.
Huh?
And my thesis is just, and I've actually written this down in a document a long time ago. I don't think it is possible to live in our Western society without being in a relationship, without alcohol, without caffeine, and without smoking.
No.
I don't think that's possible.
No, me neither. And like I'm also like craving like human connection.
Yeah,
But we'll talk about that later.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a good. I think that was a little bit of radical note to end it on here. But I'm still glad we got it in there, and I think that's gonna be good enough for this one. And I'm just trying to talk it out so we get to 1:30, but there is 10 seconds left. I don't know. Do you have some final words?
Nah, that's it. Only like people wake up and embrace conversations with strangers.
Yeah,
Fuckers.
that's a good way to end it. See you in the next one. Peace out.
Peace.